Get ready to discover the hidden identities behind your favorite stars. You might think you know them, but wait until you see what their parents really called them. Let's dive in. It's hard to picture suave screen icon Michael Caine as anyone else, but he was born Maurice Joseph Micklewhite, a name as classic as his films. The electric performer we know as Bruno Mars was originally named Peter John Hernandez, a name that hints at his rich musical heritage. Glamour queen Marilyn Monroe started life as Norma Jean Mortensen, a small-town girl who became the ultimate Hollywood icon. Before she was Lady Gaga, the boundary-pushing pop star was Stephanie Joanne Angelina Germanotta, a name as dramatic as her talent. Action star Tom Cruise was born Thomas Cruise Mapother IV, a name fit for a dynasty, but he chose a shorter path to stardom. Pop superstar Katy Perry was born Catherine Elizabeth Hudson, but a name change helped her avoid confusion with another famous Hudson Kate. Music legend Elton John once went by Reginald Kenneth Dwight, but his transformation gave us one of the most iconic names in rock history. Hollywood's golden age charmer Cary Grant was originally Archibald Alexander Leach, a name far too long for the silver screen. Glamorous film star Joan Crawford was born Lucille Fay LeSueur, but even her name got a studio makeover on her rise to fame. Martial arts legend Jackie Chan started life as Chan Kong Sang, kicking and flipping his way into global stardom. Actress Nina Dobrev was born Nikolina Kamenova Dobreva, trading in her full name for a stage-friendly version fit for Hollywood. Rap icon and actor Ice Cube came into the world as O'Shea Jackson, but his cool stage name quickly became legendary in hip-hop. Before becoming Jamie Foxx, Eric Marlon Bishop chose a new name to stand out on stage, and it worked like a charm. Bold, brash, and unstoppable, Nicki Minaj was born Onika Tanya Maraj Petty, bringing Caribbean fire to the global stage. Royal rebel Prince Harry is actually Henry Charles Albert David, but the world prefers the cheekier nickname that stuck. DJ and hitmaker Calvin Harris was born Adam Richard Wiles, but his stage name gave his beats even more bounce. Timeless beauty Sophia Loren was born Sofia Costanza Brigida Villani Ciccolone, a name as grand as her screen presence. Master illusionist David Copperfield started as David Sethcocken before making his original name disappear like magic. Oscar winner Ben Kingsley was born Krishna Pandit Banji and changed his name to help open doors in Hollywood, and it worked. Vivian Lee, unforgettable as Scarlett O'Hara, was actually Vivian Mary Hartley before stepping into cinematic history. Rap god Eminem, aka Marshall Bruce Mathers, turned his raw truth and lyrical fire into global fame with just one mic and a stage name. Born Destiny Hope Cyrus, Miley Cyrus got her nickname from Always Smiling, and it eventually became her stage persona. Glamorous star Carmen Electra was originally Tara Lee Patrick, but a Prince-given name helped launch her into the spotlight. Western icon John Wayne began life as Marion Robert Morrison, but Hollywood needed a tougher name for a cowboy legend. Judy Garland was born Frances Ethel Gum, and her name change was just the beginning of her journey over the rainbow. Chart topper Post Malone, born Austin Richard Post, randomly generated his stage name and somehow made it iconic. Actress Portia de Rossi reinvented herself from Amanda Lee Rogers as a teen, choosing a name inspired by Shakespeare. Born Laura Joan Reese Witherspoon, she chose to go by her middle name professionally, and Reese Witherspoon stuck like glue. Emma Stone was originally Emily Joan Stone, but changed it because Emily Stone was already taken in the Screen Actors Guild. Sky-Fi favorite David Tennant, born David John McDonald, chose a stage name after reading a magazine featuring Neil Tennant from the Pet Shop Boys. Global superstar Rihanna was born Robin Rihanna Finney, but she made her middle name famous around the world. Actress and director Olivia Wilde changed her name from Olivia Jane Coburn as a tribute to writer Oscar Wilde. Comedian and EGOT winner Whoopi Goldberg started out as Karen Elaine Johnson, but her stage name had way more spark. Charlie Sheen, born Carlos Erwin Estes, followed in the footsteps of his father Martin Sheen, both leaving behind their original Spanish surnames for Hollywood. Comedy queen Mindy Kaling was born Vera Mindy Chocolingam, but shortened her name to keep it snappy and Hollywood-friendly. Action hero Vin Diesel traded in his birth name Mark Sinclair for a high-octane stage name that sounds straight out of a blockbuster. Oscar winner Natalie Portman was born Natalie Hirschlag, later adopting her grandmother's maiden name to protect her privacy. Born Demi John Gines, Demi Moore kept her first name but took her stage surname from her first husband, musician Freddie Moore. Country pop icon Shania Twain was originally Eileen Regina Edwards, changing her name to reflect her musical rebirth. Legendary performer Tina Turner was born Anna Mae Bullock, but her fiery stage name became one of music's most powerful brands. Supermodel Gigi Hadid entered the world as Yelena Noura Hadid, but her childhood nickname became her runway-ready identity. Smooth voice star John Legend, born John Roger Stevens, earned his name thanks to his classic sound and legendary potential. America's rom-com sweetheart Meg Ryan was born Margaret Mary Emily Ann Hyra, swapping it for something a little lighter. Comedic genius Tina Fey was born Elizabeth Stamatina Fey, but trimmed it down to the name now known in households everywhere. Rock frontman John Bon Jovi was born John Francis Bon Jovi Jr., tweaking his last name for that perfect arena rock ring. Born Angelina Jolie Voigt, she dropped her famous father's surname and became a global icon all her own. Ethereal screen presence Tilda Swinton is actually Catherine Matilda Swinton, but her nickname gave her star power and mystique. Musical prodigy Stevie Wonder came into the world as Stevland Hardaway Morris and lived up to every bit of the wonder in his name. Heartthrob Brad Pitt was born William Bradley Pitt, but his short, strong stage name helped make him a household favorite. Grammy-winning powerhouse Alicia Keys was born Alicia Augello Cook, but her stage name struck the perfect chord. U2's iconic frontman Bono, originally Paul David Hewson, took on a one-name moniker that's as legendary as his music. Shock rock king Alice Cooper was born Vincent Damon Furnier, but reinvented himself with a name that screamed theatrical chaos. Timeless beauty Audrey Hepburn was born Audrey Kathleen Rustin, a name as elegant as the star herself. Jennifer Aniston, born Jennifer Lynn Anastasakis, shortened her Greek surname on the way to becoming America's favorite friend. Rap and R&B superstar Drake uses his middle name professionally, but he was born Aubrey Drake Graham in Toronto. Alt-pop star Halsey was born Ashley Nicolette Frangipane, and her stage name is actually an anagram of her real first name. Fearless performer Pink, born Alicia Beth Moore, took her colorful stage name from a childhood nickname and made it iconic. Acclaimed actor Martin Sheen was born Ram Antonio Gerardo Estevez, but adopted a stage name to avoid early Hollywood bias. Distinctive and intense, Christopher Walken was born Ronald Walken, but changed his name early in his acting career. Old Hollywood star Joan Fontaine entered the world as Joan de Beauvoir de Havilland, embracing a simpler surname for the screen. Bond girl and period drama star Jane Seymour was born Joyce Penelope Wilhelmina Frankenberg, trading complexity for elegance. Actress Blake Lively was born Blake Ellender Brown, keeping her first name but adopting her mother's surname for the spotlight. 90s icon Winona Ryder was born Winona Laura Horowitz, choosing a surname inspired by soul singer Mitch Ryder. Comedian Louis C.K., originally Louis Alfred Shkelly, shortened his Hungarian last name to something easier to pronounce. The regal Helen Mirren was born Helen Lydia Mirren Hackford, and her name is every bit as grand as her performances. Rock legend Freddie Mercury was born Farrokh Bulsara, but his transformation made him an immortal voice of Queen. Martial arts icon Chuck Norris started life as Carlos Ray Norris, proving even the toughest guys have unexpected names. Pop phenom Billie Eilish goes by her real name, Billie Eilish Pirate Baird O'Connell, which is just as unique as her sound. Kit Harington, known for brooding in the snow as Jon Snow, was born Christopher Catesby Harrington, a name straight out of a royal lineage. Filmmaking trailblazer Spike Lee was born Shelton Jackson Lee, but took on a punchy nickname that made history. Action star Dolph Lundgren, born Hans Lundgren, gave himself a fierce new name to match his tough guy roles. Country music sweetheart Faith Hill was born Audrey Faith Perry, but simplified her name while keeping the faith. Screen siren Natalie Wood was originally Natalia Nikolaevna Zakharenko, embracing Hollywood glam with a name to match. Comedian Chevy Chase was born Cornelius Crane Chase, but swapped formal for funny with his instantly memorable nickname. Diane Keaton, born Diane Hall, borrowed her mother's maiden name when joining the Screen Actors Guild to stand out. Michael Keaton was born Michael John Douglas, but changed it to avoid confusion with another famous Michael Douglas, that is. Brilliant actress Jodie Foster was actually born Alicia Christian Foster, though she's been known by her nickname since childhood. Golf legend Tiger Woods was born Eldrick Tot Woods, with Tiger being a tribute to a family friend and wartime hero. West Coast legend Snoop Dogg was born Calvin Cortazar Brodus Jr., but the whole world knows him by his laid-back alter ego. Hollywood heartthrob Tony Curtis started life as Bernard Herschel Schwartz and gave his career a boost with a more marquee-friendly name. Film titan Kirk Douglas, born Ishur Danielovich Dembski, carried the weight of his powerful real name even after changing it. Award-winning actress Olivia Colman was born Sarah Caroline Sinclair, but uses her stage name professionally despite her real-life title as a CB. Classic screen siren Rita Hayworth began as Margarita Carmen Consino, transforming both her name and image for stardom. Hollywood A-lister Ben Affleck kept things mostly real. His full name is Benjamin Giza Affleck Bolt, with a middle name that honors his Hungarian roots. Music icon Sting, born Garden Matthew Thomas Sumner, got his legendary nickname from wearing a black and yellow striped sweater. Kiss frontman Joan Simmons was born Chaim Witz, reinventing himself as a fire-breathing, bass-slinging rock god. Beloved talk show host Graham Norton was born Graham William Walker, switching surnames for a sharper stage presence. Folk rock poet Bob Dylan came into the world as Robert Allen Zimmerman, but took a new name inspired by Welsh poet Dylan Thomas. Intense and enigmatic, Joaquin Phoenix was originally Joaquin Raphael Bottom, changing his surname when his family left a religious cult. Pop star and advocate Demi Lovato was born Demetria Devon Lovato and kept a version of her real name in the spotlight. Nicolas Cage, born Nicholas Kim Coppola, changed his last name to avoid riding the coattails of his famous uncle, Francis Ford Coppola. Rap icon Lil Wayne was born Dwayne Michael Carter Jr., and his nickname became legendary in hip-hop history. Bronx-born rap queen Cardi B was originally named Belcalis Marlinus Almzar, a name as bold as her personality. Indie pop phenom Lorde was born Ella Maria Lonnie Yellick O'Connor, but took on a one-word moniker that feels mythic. Actress Mila Kunis was born Milena Markovna Kunis in Ukraine before lighting up Hollywood with her comedic charm. Woody Harrelson was born Woodrow Tracy Harrelson, a name that sounds straight out of a southern novel. Zendaya, born Zendaya Marie Stormer Coleman, confidently dropped her last names and made her first one iconic. Global superstar Bianca kept it real with her birth name, Bianca Giselle Knowles, which is now legendary all on its own. Powerhouse singer Adele, born Adele Laurie Blue Adkins, made the world fall in love, no surname needed. Action hero Jean-Claude Van Damme was born Jean-Claude Camille Francois Van Varenberg, a name almost as intense as his high kicks. The late Kelly Preston was born Kelly Kamalilehua Smith, her Hawaiian middle name meaning Garden of Lehuas. Actress Brittany Murphy was born Brittany Ann Bertolotti, and her real last name hints at her Italian roots. Gritty and versatile actor Tom Hardy was born Edward Thomas Hardy, keeping it cool by trimming down to his nickname. Hip-hop mogul Jay-Z came into the world as Sean Corey Carter, turning a Subway nickname into a billion-dollar brand. Australian rapper Iggy Azalea was born Amethyst Amelia Kelly, a name that's just as rare and striking as her stage persona. Dream pop icon Lana Del Rey was born Elizabeth Woolridge Grant, crafting her cinematic stage name for vintage appeal. Filmmaker and comedian Woody Allen was born Alan Stewart Konigsberg, swapping his real name for one with comic timing. The chart-topping artist The Weeknd was born Abel McConan Tesfaye, with his stage name becoming just as iconic as his voice. Supermodel Bella Hadid was born Isabella Kerr Hadid, but shortened her name for the runway with an edge. Comedian and musician Jack Black was born Thomas Jacob Black, but his shortened name packs all the punch for his energetic performances. Wiz Khalifa, born Cameron Jibril Thomas, became the voice of a generation with a stage name that mixes wisdom and fame. Pedro Pascal was born Joe's Pedro Balmachetta Pascal, and his name certainly adds a touch of sophistication to his charming on-screen presence. Julianne Moore, born Julian Smith, shortened her name for Hollywood, but her undeniable talent remains unaltered. And there you have it. Which celebrity's real name surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more fun facts. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.